This is a quick little maintenance video on your daily maintenance at the start of the day and at the end of the day. First thing you do is you're going to shake your cartridges, your white ones only. Hold the bottom of the cartridge at where it opens and the air hole. You do that to all the white cartridges. You can also check the ink levels in them as well. Your bed should be loaded at the home position or ready. Your printer should be turned off. If it's left on, it's okay. Just make sure you turn it off before you do this next process. Also, you want to make sure that the shirtboard is off, which I did not do. So I'm going to turn on my printer and take off the shirtboard. Finally turned it off. Now I'm going to unlock my print head once everything is completely off. What you want to do is make sure you turn it counterclockwise to unlock it. The print head, when it's released, it drops down just a tiny bit. You can move it out of the way at this time. It is wet capped from the previous night. So I'm gonna grab my lint-free cloth, just barely wipe the bottom of the print head without any pressure. Right now I'm wiping around the sides and the middle just to get any ink off of the head. I'm using some lint-free wipes. Okay, now that I've got the initial cleaning solution off of the head, I am going to just dab the print head in some purple hammer. I'm just going to hold it. I'm not applying any pressure at all. I'm just barely lightly putting this lint-free wipe on the head for about 20 seconds or so. It'll help break up any debris. And then I'm going to rub the sides. I really don't have to look at what I'm doing because I've been doing this for so long, but if you are a beginner, it may be a good idea to look under and make sure you're cleaning the correct area and being very careful. I'm very comfortable with cleaning without having to look under. So I've got a lot of ink on there. I can pretty much see every color there. It's kind of mixed in, but I can definitely see all the colors. So I will put this back. Normally I would turn the printer on and do a head cleaning. Sometimes it may do a head cleaning on its own when you start it up, and that's okay, it's normal. Also remember, when you lock the print head back in place. You turn the screw clockwise and the head should pop up slightly. If you've tightened it too much like I did, then you get an error on the screen. Just turn off the printer and then turn back on, which I'm doing right now. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the maintenance at the end of the day. I'm going to put my board back on just so that when I do a nozzle check, I have at least something that the printer can print on. And the reason why I'm going to do a nozzle check at the end is so that I can cap my print head with solution. You need to do this every day, no matter what you've got going on. You got to make sure that you do this so that the print head stays moist. This is the key for keeping longevity of working parts in the printer. So what we're going to do also is turn off the printer because we're going to do maintenance. I'm going to load my shirt board. Okay. Alright, I'm going to turn counterclockwise and make sure that it's very firm when you put it in. Okay, the print head dropped. That lets me know that it's ready to get released. Alright. First things first, I'll squirt some purple hammer in here. This will help break up all the ink. Turn it clockwise once. It'll pop up. Once the solution goes down, you can also follow it by some water. Anytime that this doesn't have any solution in it, you want to put some in, just so it can flush out all the ink. I'm going to turn it counterclockwise so that the wiper blade can come up and be exposed. You might have to turn it clockwise or counterclockwise sometimes, so if you find out that things aren't going the way you want them to, try turning the screw the other way. Okay. And I'm going to get a foam swab. I could probably just barely grab some of this solution or put some on, just so that this swab is a little bit moist. Doesn't need to be too wet. And I have to clean my wiper blade completely. There should be no ink on my wiper at all, or my capping top, which I need to clean next. You don't want to put too much solution because it starts foaming up and then getting into the gears, and that is going to not be good, because once the gears are sticky, this part doesn't work, and then you'd have to replace it or clean it out really thoroughly, and that takes a long time. Nobody wants to do that. So now we're going to drain the solution just so that it's not in the way. And now I'm going to clean the edges. Okay. And now, like I said, there's a dry point. Let's put some water in. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we cap with purple hammer. The rest of the days of the week, we will cap with wet cap solution. The reason is because purple hammer breaks up ink, and you can only use it for 2 days capped. It could technically last longer, but it's a very aggressive solution, so I only recommend sitting in 2 days maximum. If you were doing this on a Friday, that would mean that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you would have it capped with purple hammer, which I don't recommend. If you're going to leave it for 3 days sitting, then you definitely need to use wet cap solution. So this is why I do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, so the capping top is lowered, and I can move my print head over. There should be nothing blocking its path, and if there is, then you definitely need to adjust the screw and lower everything. So now I have to tighten it. My print head should pop up slightly. Okay, now it's time to turn on the printer. What we're going to do is do a nozzle check, and again, the reason is because we need to squirt some solution into the pump and cap assembly while the print head is away from the pump and cap before it gets over to the pump and cap, so there creates a suction there so we can wet cap our system. I turned my screw too far to the right or clockwise, so it did give me the error. I turned it off and turned it back on. Okay, now the bed's in the home position, we can do a nozzle check. Make sure on this printer that this bed is definitely loaded before you do the nozzle check. I can either squirt in my purple hammer right now, but I would rather wait till the print head goes to the left one more time. Okay, now I can squirt it in. Don't overfill it, please. And now it's wet capped. You are all good to go. You can either leave your printer on or turn it off, whatever you want to do. And that's it.